In this video, we will talk about the cooking methods. The basic of cooking methods. They are all the forms that are used to process raw foods by the action of heat. The groceries are cooked in order to make them more suitable for consumption. With cooking, the products become tender and digestible. They acquire a specific taste and help to destroy most of the microorganisms. We distinguish three basic types to process food. One by dry heat or concentration, two by moist heat or expansion, and three by mixed heat or combination of the previous two.
Dry method or by concentration. This means that some of the water in the food evaporate and the flavor elements are concentrated. Roasting or ranking is the food changes in the flavor and appearance. A crash in foam or oil is coaster cooking in the on-site is with its own juice. Then switching in the concept of presencing food is the favorite variation. He fly by means of a fading machi food that or processed by the cooking method. Kiwi is the flavor consisting appearance the heat as most aurora cats a dent and their you losing core. Smash color and the use is juice. Fan frying in the sink. As above in the kitchen, the cooking of the food is achieved by heat. Transmitters brew had at meter dishes fast into prevent fruit from my ticker into method or the wicking. Broiling or wheaten dishes are cooking in messes in which proper its place in the hood meter player with weight accommodation and conversion in cooking. In addition, it aids a more attractive presentation due to mark that remain on the food. Gratin cooking method in which in food achieves caramels and extremely crispness, strong and inter saucer of eat. Fried in the concept of making the food sign a fan food body, mailing or high temperature, only and toward a success increase achieving a cooking and the bar a crunching and aromatic crabs.
Moist heat cooking this web cooking food set number 1 to sustain food the water butter and bestren the vitreous the trace up the parent breaking and consistencies number 2 make them more digestible portion each hour. Immersive liquids does not exist edify. Suction the rent could dispatch a bowl of food. The high protein contents are good maintaining a compact, united and juicy. Check why the what does not come to boil. There today 14 number 1. The indirect friend entry goes me to fast the problem. Illa pulling pangu the bread of onion. Here is one in store, then here is tanky. To the over cover aluminium and number 2. The triumph bed cook the protein start showing the fats. Aren't eggs, spiced and soup. Stringers will what one whitey. Under at stock and could cover the wine Guham steaming and consists escuching and goof in the steam. In sauce liquid with penetrate the food until they reach the core. This measure have the characteristics that see does not the check. Dessert or dessert the sustain constant in the food, and the hair only met the fat. Then we have cooked or boiled in consist cooking fooding, direct application or feed for a boiling liquid. There are three a 1018 number 1 Balchin goose mixture cooking. For Joe the war number 2 oil that means is contact. For boiling the warren or cold warren depending or the patient or the protein. For example, potatoes are good for combute for or warren are ditchen. From Bolivar number 3 simmering the boiling come the liquid is get jab the boiling point cover fat.
Mixed or combined method. In this method, the food is cooked with the two previous cooking methods, dry and wet, obtaining a soft and tasty food. First, we have stewing. It's a method that consists of browning the product in a fatty body to obtain color and then cook it in a liquid or sauce for a long time. A sauce is obtained as a result of the heat and it is supplied to small pieces. For example, how you cook a ragu. Then we have the casserole or pressure cooking. In this method, the browning of the product it's thankful to a fatty body to obtain coloration and then cook it in a liquid or a broth. A soft product and a light liquid not bound are achieved. For example, chickpeas. Then we have braising, method used to cook large pieces of animals. The foods are sealed to obtain a coloration and crust and then cooked in a broth or a sauce, with the result of a soft meat and a thick sauce. For example, when we do a BBQ pork belly by slow cooking. For each method of cooking, we can recommend certain equipment and utensils that make easy to cook the products. For example, for roasting and baking. In case of roasting, you can roast in a charcoal grill or an electric grill or even use an oven. Usually, we suggest a convection oven. For baking, it is traditionally used any kind of oven that you have, but the convection types keep air flowing so you can end with a more consistent result. Sauteing. For sauteing, it is usually suggested that you use an skillet or a pan, usually the kind of steel, and steel pan. Sorting through a flat top. For this, you need the equipment that comes with a flat top, or you can have an independent flat top that you can put on your kitchen. Broiling and grilling. So, for broiling, you could use an oven that comes with the function of broiling, and for grilling, usually you can use charcoal grill or a gas grill such as you see in these images. For grating, you can use a toaster oven that helps you to achieve a caramelized top, or you can use the function on a conventional oven or a convector one. For frying, the industrial equipment would be a deep fryer machine, and if you are on a house or in a restaurant that doesn't have the industrial equipment, you could use a steel pot so you can deep fry. For poaching, you can use a steel pot or you can use a poaching insert, such as you see on the right. Then we have steaming. For steaming, we have more options in equipment, such as a metal pot steam. Then we have a steaming robot, and the most traditional and ancient origin kind of steaming product would be the bamboo steaming. For cook or boiling, you can always use the traditional steel pan. For stewing, we could use an iron cast, or we can go with a deeper steel pot. In the case of the casserole of the pressure cooking, you can use an instant pot, which is similar to a cooking robot, or the more traditional pressure pot made from steel. For braising, the industrial option would be to get a tilting braise machine, but in most traditional ways or in your house, you can always use, for example, a stove pot where you are going to sear and simmer. Then you have a stove top plus the oven where you let the simmering happening inside the oven. And number three, you can use a slow cooker, which is usually a kitchen robot. Our sources are based according to the information given in the Manual of Basic Cooking Techniques by IPE Chile and the Workshop Manual on Basic Kitchen Techniques by INACAP.